I've been seeing a lot of thumbnails talking about this new Pitchfork list, apparently about the top 100 rapper albums of what, all time? Was it? I can't remember, but it's right here on the screen. Now, if you guys are familiar with Pitchfork in any way, you would know that they're not the most reliable or best critiquing source material when it comes to music. So, we're going to see what Pitchfork did wrong this time and give my take on it. I don't know. Pitchfork is really iffy. And off rip, we have 100. Number 100 is Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Honestly, it's not the worst choice. Some people might want it a bit higher. The West Coast influence it has, the G-Funk influence it has, is completely undeniable. Snoop Dogg at his peak, obviously. Yeah, I guess you could argue it deserves to be a bit higher if this is how we're starting off. Now, Lupe is, obviously a very skilled, very technical lyricist who is impressive with almost every project he drops, excluding the certain ones. All I'm saying is if this is what we're doing with Lupe, there better be some stronger picks to come later on. There better be some stronger picks that are below, because this can't be what we're highlighting from his career. If y'all don't know how I feel about this album, it's not my favorite. It's not something I go back to, and it's not something I exactly would define as a top 100 rap album. Are we really going to say Hood's hottest princess? No disrespect to Sexy Red. You can find, the humor in it, you can find the joy, the free spirit, but it's just not above a Lupe mix. 94, we have Tyler the Creator's Bastard. Not a bad tape, but top 100. This list, Pitchfork was kind of setting themselves up for a weird situation by putting by putting Doggy Style at 100. You're automatically trying to set up some type of propaganda to get clout. 93 with Gangstar. We're getting somewhere. It's quite sadly nowhere near as high as it should be, but we're getting somewhere. This is kind of disrespectful. No, it's very disrespectful. This is a pretty harsh placement. Number 92, Waka Flocka Flame with Flockavelli. Great project from Waka all around. The man, it's full of some hardcore, just party bangers that just gets you pumping. It gets you pumping. Lil B making it to 89. Now it's a good project. This is actually a really good project from Lil B. Nicki Minaj with Beam Me Up. What? Is that Bizarre Ride to the Far Side? It's not the worst placement. 77 is not a bad placement. Man, do they deserve more credit. I like the Far Side pick. I do like this Far Side pick. Bad Bunny at 67? It's a pretty solid project from Benito, but top 100 in itself is already an insane pick. Above Ghetto Boys, above Gangstar, above Snoop Dogg. Dr. Dre's The Chronic at 62. This is based. This is based. Arguably the most influential West Coast album. The definitive West Coast project. What is coming above? Why is Draco the Ruler below him? Wait, that's a jump scare. How do we go from Dre to Draco? Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP right below that. So we're like on a weird slippery slope where I don't even know. We're getting something, and then you take it away, and then you give us something again, and we're just in an endless toxic cycle of regret and hope. Number 57 with Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet. I can get behind this placement. 57? No, I don't agree at all, actually. I quite honestly hate this placement. I think it belongs, once again, way higher up, if this is the standards we're holding. Pop Smoke, Meet the Woo. Okay, sure. Any valid reasoning behind that? Any valid reasoning why it's above so much and why it's sitting right next to 3-6 Mafia? I don't know if we're pandering to the younger communities. I don't know if we're forcing certain picks. I think the more of my anger stems from how these placements are being made with all its back and forth, rather than, okay, you have Pop Smoke Meet the Woo at 54. What could possibly be worse? What could possibly be better? I get it. There's different people who are making these choices. I don't know how they come together to officiate this list, but it's not, they gotta find a better system. Meet the Woo came out just when New York needed it. Pop Smoke's debut mixtape was the missing piece of a Brooklyn drill scene. I do think he is probably the only drill artist to ever do things in an interesting fashion, in an infectious and fun fashion. So I'll give them that. The mixtape is a masterclass in shit talking, full of grit and the kind of brazen arrogance that comes best from the five boroughs. I can't disagree with that. Do I think its talk and its grit and arrogance make it a top 100 rap album of all time? No, personally, because I do think a lot of other albums can bring that about. Like any Benny the Butcher album, for example. Anything from Griselda has much more grit. Why I haven't seen any Griselda members, if this is what we're doing, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, anyway, 3 6 Mafia Underground at 53. This is probably the only thing where, sure, fine, okay. J Dilla's Donuts at number 49. Okay, maybe we're on a healing path. I think that the first 50 is the point where we're just throwing things out there. Let's use the back half of the list a little freely, right? Let's kind of just get out all our favorite albums out the way. But now we're gonna really dig into the influence in the prominence when it comes to the top 50. Number 49 with J Dilla's Donuts. Don't have to explain why it's one of the greatest produced albums of all time, why it's so influential and why it's so perfect. Number 47 with Drake's Take Care. Not a bad record, not my favorite. Does it belong at 47? Absolutely not. 45 with Danny Brown's XXX. Wow, that's based. I love this project. T-Pab at 44. I do think it's funny, however, that a lot of people might get mad at this. Masterclass at storytelling. Insanely great at bending hip hop and jazz together. Not often do you see something like it. I think it's great that T-Pab is in a bit of an unpredictable situation, because now we have I have absolutely no idea what we're gonna get after T-Pab. I have absolutely no idea what we're getting after T-Pab at this point. I don't know if it's going to get much worse or much better. Playboi Carti's Dial-It. Okay, see what I mean? It's like what is happening? Are we 12? Are we 40? Are we 20? I don't know. Great album. Amazing to rage to. Right? Fun. Super fun to listen to with friends. Why in God's name is Dial-It sitting above so many of these high-end projects? This list is just an absolute rough draft that kind of needs to be swapped around a bit to make more sense. It's a great modern pick. Did a lot for the rage community, and I think it's Playboi Carti at his best. Beastie Boys with Paul's Boutique. We're actually doing great. I think we're actually seeing a great list so far. Whoa, we just got underground. What in the world? God, that's amazing. This is actually really amazing to see. If I was to choose a Cobb project, I'm going Honor Killed the Samurai. That's always going to be my pick. Jay-Z's The Blueprint at number 28. Wow. Okay, this list actually is on quite a roll. I'm actually enjoying where we're going with this. It's not only like a bit more cohesive, but I mean, it's a bit more like understandable when it comes to certain placements. As experimental as Yeezus is, if I don't see a Death Grips project up here, then I feel like we're not looking deep enough into the industrial rap perspective. Mos Def, Black on Boat, this should be number 10. This should be top 10. If that's what we're doing, this should have been top 10. Because there's not a single miss on this project. Earl Sweatshirt with some rap songs. What are we doing with this one? What's the reasoning? Oh, snap. 21 with Ready to Die. One of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. 20 with De La Soul. Balloon Mind State. Yeah, this is another highlight. This is a really good highlight from them. Wu-Tang Clan with 36 Chambers at number 19. So now we're kind of getting all like the definitive projects out the way. MF Doom with Operation Doomsday. It's great. I love it, actually. Future's DS2. I'm probably in the minority for who thinks this album's a bit overrated. I see the influence. I can see the interest points in some of the songs. I'm not going to sit here and say it's top 16. I'm not going to say it belongs above MF Doom. I'm not going to say it belongs above Bone Thugs and Harmony, Gangstar. I have yet to see Outkast. I can already make predictions as to who's going to end this off for us. It's going to be Outkast. We're going to see Kanye. MBDTF is going to come up here at the worst time possible when we've seen already a bunch of way better projects. I'm expecting maybe more Kendrick Lamar. Nas? We haven't seen Nas yet. Nas is for sure going to pop up there. Raekwon, another Wu-Tang legend, only built for Cuban links. Don't have to explain why this is a classic. Once again, a hip-hop staple. 13, A Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory. Amazing project. Really fun to listen to. Really bouncy project. There it is, the next Kendrick Lamar project I was waiting for. Good Kid, Mad City. Mad Villain with Mad Villainy. I expected this. I saw this one coming. We all should have known. Number 9. I knew we were seeing... I don't even know if this is going to be the last time we see Outkast, but I knew Outkast was going to be here. Aquemini. Yes, deserves the number 9 spot. I'll give it credit. Clips, Hell Hath No Fury. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I think it deserves... I think it deserves a top 10 placement. I can't be mad at these placements that we're getting now. Number 7 with Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation. It does all of... It's not even just hip hop. It goes above and beyond. Young Thug, Birdman, and Rich Homie Quan, for some reason, came together and made a project better than Mad Villainy, better than To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't know how you could possibly make a statement that supports this case. They took Trap to unknown zones without leaving Zone 3. You want to talk about bringing Trap to unknown zones? Bring Chief Keef farther down. Bring Travis Scott down. Then we'll talk. Nas with Illmatic. And number 5. Okay, this is interesting. They're not putting him at number 1. Ghostface Killah with Supreme Clientele. That's a base pick, and I don't hate it. Also, he looks like Anthony Mackie in this picture, and it never gets old. I don't get mad at this. I can't be mad at this one. Supreme Clientele is Ghostface Killah's best, and a prime example of what he has to offer outside of Wu-Tang. Number 2. Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Now, here's the thing, right? I understand the love. I love this project. It's a great project. I never thought it did greater things from what we've seen with Ghostface, what we've seen with Illmatic. I don't think All Eyes on Me really touches that point. Number 1, Mobb Deep with The Infamous. Not a bad pick. Understandable. Not a bad pick. I get it. I do. I respect it. I understand it. There's not a lot of cases that could be made for this list, but they started to pull it together towards the latter half, toward the top 50. So Pitchfork, I don't know what's happening at the office over there, but y'all gotta come into some type of agreement. Y'all have to start getting a bit more cohesive, because this list could look way greater if we had just something's flipped around a bit more. But at the end of the day, it's all opinions. Probably much different age groups varying throughout this. This is a great way to leave it, though. Yeah, no, this list was very inconsistent, very bumpy.